Starting with the neck here, our upside down V is the digastric. This muscle between the two in the middle here is the mylohyoid. Here, the cheek muscle is the masseter. This muscle that runs along the surface of the trachea is the sternohyoid. The one that runs along the lateral side of the trachea is the sternothyroid. And then the one that forms a V right here, this one's kind of missing, is the sternomastoid. On the chest muscle, or on the chest right here, we've got this first muscle that goes all the way across the chest onto the arm. This is the pecto antebrachialis. Posterior to that, we've got the pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, xiphi humerales. Next.
Stop pushing it into my arm.
Sorry. The arm muscle here on the medial side, we've got this really thin muscle. This is the epitrochlearis. Underneath that, we've got the long head of the triceps brachii. Then we've got the medial head of the triceps brachii, lateral head of the triceps brachii. Here we've got the, yeah, thank you, brachioradialis. All right, staying on the ventral side here, we've got this big muscle right here is our what?
Latissimus dorsi.
Latissimus dorsi. If we move that out of the way, we've got the serratus ventralis right here. And then we've got, this is our external abdominal oblique. If we look a little bit deep to that, between the ribs, these are the external intercostals. Here's our external abdominal oblique. This is our rectus abdominis. Here is our internal, here is our internal abdominal oblique. And then here is our transverse abdominal oblique. And if you look at these muscle fibers, the external, they're coming down front to back like this. The internal, they're coming straight across. And the transverse, they're coming down again.
You got a cat.
All right.
I know. I'm just letting it stay.
Okay, now looking at the trapezius muscles on the back, the ones that are right next to the neck. This is clavotrapezius. And then the ones that are covering the shoulder blade, these are acromiotrapezius. And then the one back here that forms a triangle, this is spinotrapezius. On the arm here, we have the clavodeltoid. Here we have the acromiodeltoid. Here we have the spinodeltoid. And then this one coming across here, it looks like a backpack strap. This is the levator scapuloventralis. All right, since we're here on the medial side, this is our long head of our triceps brachii. This is our lateral head. Did I say medial side?
Triceps long here?
Yeah.
Long head triceps. Does it matter as long as it's long head triceps?
Yeah, brachii. And this is your brachioradial, your brachialis. This is your brachialis right here. Oh, it's on the lateral side, yep.
It's underneath the lateral head. This middle one.
Okay, if we look, what's this muscle right here that I'm reflexing out of the way?
This is Chromium Trapezius.
Which one is it?
The Chromium Trapezius.
Chromotrapezius. If we get it out of the way, we can start to see the deep muscles here on the shoulder blade. On the lateral side, superficial or
Supraspinatus?
yeah, in superior, to the spine on the scapula is the supraspinatus. Inferior to the spine is the infraspinatus. And then a little bit lower than that, we've got our teres major.
You're about to say testes major.
There's our teres major. Now on the medial side, we have got on this medial side of our shoulder blade, this is our subscapularis. And then we've got this filament that comes across from the back of the shoulder blade up to the neck. This is our rhomboideus capitis. And then these several muscles that are going straight across, these are our rhomboideus. And then here, this big, large neck muscle is our splenius. I think that got all those, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the hind limb here. Let's take a look at this first muscle. This one right here, when you're looking at it from the lateral side, if you open it up, you can see that it's actually this big, wide, thin muscle. That's the Sartorius. Then you've got your gluteus medius up here. You've got your tensor fasciae lata here. And then you've got your connective tissue, your fascia lata, down here, a little bit lower.
Can you do the other fascia lata?
Tensor fascia lata right here, gluteus medius right here.
What's the lumbar?
Lumbodorsal.
Lumbodorsal fascia lata is right here.
Okay.
Isn't it a triangular area?
Yeah, it can be kind of triangular. This cat has a lot of fat on it still.
Well,
Okay, next we have our Gluteus Maximus right here. And then this little filament of a muscle. Sometimes it's actually attached or detached. This is our cauda femoralis. And then the large one next to it is our biceps femoris. Okay, now if we look at the medial view of the cat, let me put them back together here. Okay, this first muscle, the most superficial, big wide muscle in here, is our gracilis. So we're going to reflex that out of the way. Next, we have a thin muscle right here, which is called the semitendinosus. Then we have a wider muscle right here, semimembranosus. And then I'm going to move over to the other side now, since we have better muscles over here. Again, gracilis, flip it out of the way. Semitendinosus, semimembranosus right here. Next, we have the adductor femoris, which is right here. Then we have our adductor longus right here. And then we've got a small muscle right here, pectineus, right there. And all these muscles, they're running laterally. Here we have our next muscle that is running along the plane or the axis of the body. This is our iliopsoas.
Sure.
I thought it was a really tiny.
Well, this one I actually got to come out.
Is that the one that you just?
Iliopsoas.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, moving on now to the leg muscles. This is our, vastus medialis. It's on the medial side. This is our vastus lateralis. And then this is, in between, the rectus femoris. Okay, moving on to the lower limb now, lower hind limb. First of all, I want you to start here at your tendocalcaneus, your Achilles tendon right here. There are two muscles that are attached to it. The gastrocnemius, the large one, and then the soleus is the small one. These are both attached to the tendocalcaneus. Once you figure out those two, then you can move them out of the way.
Is that ripped?
Mm.
Supposed to be like that.
Supposed to be like that. This is ripped right here.
Okay.
This is the soleus right here. Okay, next you've got your fibularis, and then, if I can get it, the extensor digitorum longus right there. And then on the anterior side, you've got your tibialis anterior. Tibialis anterior right there.
Right, right.
That covered.
How many layers is that on the bottom? 5?